I don't like Monster Hunter. It was now Capcom's turn to give us Capcom Spotlight, which was their showcase going over some upcoming titles and some updates to some existing ones. Off the bat, what I'll say is this presentation was not what I expected. Didn't really give us a whole lot of new info. It kind of just went over everything we sort of already knew. But towards the end, it did start to feel like a showcase for one game in particular. But let's just get into it and go over what was talked about. So the first title shown off was Pragmata. And the more I see of this game, the more I want to play it. It looks so good. It just looks really, really fun. The whole premise of Pragmata is that you play a character called Hugh who meets, and I quote, an android with a heart. And this android's got a really complex name, but Hugh being Hugh decides to change it to Diana.
You've lived your life like a candle in the wind.
It looks like it takes place on like a lunar base, and they're mining for this material which can 3D print essentially anything. Something has gone awry, that lunar base has become abandoned, and you and Diana are there trying to escape and get home. But aside from the aesthetics of this game looking really cool, what set this off was the combat system is very different to anything that I have seen before. Now, yes, on the outset, it looks like a normal over-the-shoulder third-person action-adventure game. However, when you delve into it a little bit more, you find out that you can't actually attack enemies outright. Well, you can, but you'll do nothing to them, really. But Diana will do this little puzzle where you have to connect the dots in a certain way, and you'll do damage and remove the shields, allowing Hugh to then get some more shots in, actually inflict damage to the enemy before having to do it all over again. I don't know how that's going to play out, because it does look a lot of frantic thinking in the moment, but it does look like it could be a very different way of doing combat, which would be a very nice breath of fresh air. Everything looks really good in this game. It looks really exciting. The more I see of it, the more I want to play it. It's got that classic Capcom look to it as well. And what I mean is just look at them. Look at the characters. They look exactly like you'd expect a Capcom game to look. But yeah, this game is set to come out in 2026. I'm really hoping we get some more hands-on with it. I think they said they're going to have some stuff at Gamescom as well for it, so what comes out of that event, we'll have to wait and see, but this one is definitely one that I'm keeping my eye on. I think something that was worth pointing out here though was that was kind of the highlight of the show for me, which doesn't really say much considering it was the first thing that they actually showed off. Next up, we had a look at Sagat, who's going to be a DLC character in Season 3, or Year 3 I should say, of Street Fighter 6. Sagat was the first boss in Street Fighter. He was present in pretty much every single game they've ever made. But we don't know how he plays in this game, because this reveal trailer just kind of showed his character. It didn't really show him being played. It didn't show any clips of gameplay, no nothing. So we don't know what mechanics he's got up his sleeve. We know he's going to have tiger shots, we know he's going to have tiger knee, we know he's going to have tiger upper, but we don't know how they're going to work. We don't know if there's anything secret in there, anything new, anything fancy. We'll have to wait and see. And I hate that with fighting games. Show me how this character plays. We all know they're coming. You did the first like brief trailer with Kenny Omega dressed up as them. Like, cool, we know they're there. We want to know how they play now. There's no point in showing me a fighter if I don't know how they're going to play. I mean, we all know how Sagat's going to play if you don't play any other Street Fighter game, but the point still stands. Like, we all want to see him in action. We all want to see how he moves, how he looks in this game. We didn't really get that. What we did get was the Battle Pass. Of course, like, money has to come from somewhere. So there is more information about the Battle Pass available, which has got more costumes in it, more music, more icons. And then they mentioned more DLC costumes that come in the future, which looks like it's a swimsuit related one, which I'm sure some of you perverts out there are going to have a great time with. But yeah, not really much that we were given on Street Fighter 6. Not that I expected a whole lot of stuff, but it would have been nice to see him in action. Capcom then ended the Street Fighter section by talking a bit more about the Capcom Pro Tour for this year, which for those of you that don't know is their esports fighting tournament that they have, where you can compete and try to actually win cash prizes, go all over the world competing in these big competitions and hopefully become the Street Fighter champion of the year. If you're someone that enjoys good competition and good fun, I'd get involved. If you can make any of these and you think you stand a chance of actually kicking some butt, then why not try out? I used to compete quite a bit in Street Fighter when I was younger. I used to host competitions for it, like I've mentioned in the past. It's always a good laugh and you learn so much playing offline with people. And it's a very different game playing offline as it is to playing online. So you do have to, nail your timing a lot better. People can actually see what you're doing. You can get downloaded essentially quite quickly. So it's really tricky. but it's really fun, and I fully recommend you trying it if you can go to one. They then mentioned Kunitsu-Gami 2, Path to the Goddess, which has recently come out on Switch 2, been out for a while on every other platform as well. This update is called the Otherworldly Venture, and I'm gonna be honest, I didn't like Kunitsu-Gami. I didn't play much of it, but I played like a demo, I think it was, or like I tried it on Game Pass on my Xbox, and it was not for me. So yeah, I'm not excited for this, but if you did enjoy it, then there's DLC coming for you to spend your money on. From what I could make of this DLC, it looks like it's like wave-based fighting, so like different horde waves come at you and you have to try and survive and get through them all. One thing that was mentioned though was that the 1 year anniversary of the game is coming up, and for that they are going to be putting out this little update which is free, which gives you sort of the new music options for it, like 8-bit charm music. So it's pretty cool in that respect that it's free, but still not a game that I'm interested in. We then had a scissor reel of other titles come on the screen, and the first one up was Capcom Fighting Collection 2, and the highlight game of that collection is Capcom vs SNK 2, which was an incredible game. I absolutely loved that. Now, sacrilegious I know, but I played it on the GameCube when it first came out. It was great fun. And it's still great fun today, and I encourage you to come and play that game. You will get your butt whooped by people who have been playing it for years, but it is definitely a good time. They then showed off Onimusha 2 Samurai's Destiny, which is out for you to go and pick up, and there's also a video on my channel for you to check out if you want to know my thoughts on that title. Again, really enjoyed it. I think you should check it out, that video. I think you should enjoy the game as well. Of course, the reason they're talking about that is because we're also going to be getting Onimusha Way of the Sword soon as well, which just looks so good. Every time they show that game off, I get more and more excited for it, and I cannot wait for that game to come out. It looks so fun. And they then mentioned digital sales and different things on the online stores that you can choose to have a look at to get some money off some upcoming and currently released titles as well. So, if you're looking for something new to play, go check it out. But then it was time for Resident Evil 9, or Resident Evil Requiem, depending on how you want to call it. Now, this game is set 30 years after Resident Evil 2, after the nukes have hit Raccoon City. And the protagonist this time isn't Leon Kennedy. In fact, leaning into the whole addicted to fear type of thing they wanted to go for, where you're scared but you love that fear and you want to get through it, they've gone for a character that's quite introverted and very easily scared. Essentially, one of the points they brought up with one of the developers was if a bucket fell off a shelf, it wouldn't scare Leon because he's so, well, tough. Probably scared the crap out of me though, and the crap out of most other people. So it's a bit more relatable in that respect, which is a really nice touch. And one of the other really interesting things that they're doing with Resident Evil 9 is that you can actually go between first person and third person play styles. So if you want to be fully immersed in that scariness, great, cool. If not, and you want a bit more of an action-based game style to it, you can pull back and have the third-person view to it, which is a really, really cool touch. Big fan of them doing that. Now, will I play that game? Probably not. I'll probably be too scared, but who knows, all right? And then the last thing that was talked about at length was Monster Hunter Wilds. I don't like Monster Hunter. I'm not a big Monster Hunter fan at all. Could not get into it, all right? And if you do enjoy it, then great. There's so much stuff coming. And it was really nice to hear the developers like geek out on their passions for the game, because when you're pouring that much effort and energy into something like this, it is nice to know that the people behind it are doing the same and love it. So yeah, cool. Really nice seeing that and hearing them all like talk about what their favorite monsters were that they made, and just sort of basically look at the game with big googly eyes and saying, this is amazing, like look at how this monster moves in the water and all that. Great, cool, love that side of it, I love that passion. What I will say is it could have probably had its own event if you want to talk this much for it, because I think this took up about a whole third of the presentation was just on Monster Hunter. There's some new monsters coming, there's a bunch of new armor coming, there's a collaboration with Fender coming out as well, bunch of new emotes, all this stuff, which means absolutely nothing to me. If you enjoy Monster Hunter, especially new Monster Hunter Wilds, then hey, there's a lot coming for you. But that's the presentation. That was it. There wasn't anything in this that was brand new, like hot press information, which is a little bit disappointing. It would have been really nice to get a bit more information on Pragmata. Granted, we did get a lot, but it would have been nice to maybe get a little bit more, maybe some more gameplay, just showing us how some aspects of the levels work and all that. Aside from that, Pragmata is probably the one game that was mentioned in this, which I'm super excited for. I'm already playing Street Fighter 6, so that's not that a question, but not seeing Sagat in gameplay, it it just took the wind out of the sail a little bit, and I really want to see what he plays like in this game. The rest of the presentation just wasn't really for me. Kitsune-Gama does not do it for me. Kunitsu-Gami, however it's pronounced, does not do it for me. Onimusha, obviously, but it was a sizzle reel point, and I've mentioned that game so many times now. You know I love that game. And then we had Resi 9, which again, you know, cool, but I'm not a massive Resi fan. And then Monster Hunter just did not do it for me. So yeah, overall, I don't know what I expected. I kind of wanted them to talk more at length about things we didn't already know. And much like the Arxis showcase, this kind of felt like they made a presentation because they felt they had to make a presentation instead of actually having stuff to talk about. Maybe I'm wrong on that. It just did not come across as being a super exciting reveal for me. We'll have to wait and see what happens. I'm excited to get my hands on Sagat when he comes out. I'm excited to play Pragmata. I might look into Resident Evil as well. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Why am I surprised that we have a battle pass in a fighting game?